Welcome students. In this video today we are going to learn about our past. In the medieval period there was social, economic and political changes which led to the emergence of new social groups. It witnessed the development of new technologies and introduction of new ideas. There were several regional kingdoms established by the people who came from other parts of the world. Let us begin our study from 700 AD, as it was soon after death of King Harsha in 647 AD. His vast kingdom began to disintegrate. So, from 700 AD, 700 AD, as it was soon after death of King Harsha. King Harsha. In 647 AD, his vast kingdom began to disintegrate. Disintegrate means break up into small parts as the result of impact or decay. So his kingdom, Harsha's kingdom, disintegrate means break up into small parts in 647 AD, when Harsha's kingdom was disintegrate in 647 AD. So, what do you know about kings? What do you know about kings and kingdoms? As citizen of modern India, we hardly have witnessed any real kings who wore crowns. However, our past is glorified with many such kings and kingdoms. A kingdom is a kingdom is kingdom is actually a piece of land. Kingdom means a piece of land. Kingdom means a piece of land. A piece of land. Kingdom means a piece of land, only which is ruled by either a king or queen. In ancient India, there were many new kings and kingdoms. Let us find out more about new kings and kingdoms. New kings and kingdoms. So, before proceed to the lesson New Kings and Kingdoms, this is the second lesson in a social science 1, means history. This is the second lesson. So before proceed to these kings and kingdoms, we know about what is dynasty, what is kingdom and what is empire. Difference between a dynasty, kingdom and empire. So what is the difference? Dynasty means what? Kingdom means what? And empire means what? So what is the difference between dynasty, kingdom and empire? So dynasty means a family of rulers who rule over a country for a long period of time. Dynasty means a family of rulers who rule over a country for a long period of time. Means here a family of ruler means great grandfather, grandfather, son, grandson, father, like this way. Great grandfather, grandfather, father, son, grandson, like this way they rule over a country for long period of time. This is called a dynasty. So kingdom means any country which is ruled by a monarch. Ruled by a Monarch. Monarch means a king or queen. Monarch means a king or queen. So a country, any country which is ruled by monarch, means any country which is ruled by king or queen is considered to be a kingdom. Dynasty, a family rulers who rule over a country for a long period of time. But in a kingdom, a country which is ruled by king or queen. So what is empire then? Empire can be said is a large kingdom. Empire means an empire is a large kingdom. It is traditionally larger than a kingdom. It is traditionally larger than kingdom. So, and may consist of many different regions. What is the mean of regions? Regions means what? Regions. So region means an area. Regions means an area, especially part of a country or the world having definable characteristic but not always fixed boundaries. Regions means an area, especially part of a country or the world having definable characteristic but not always fixed boundaries. An empire is a large kingdom. It is traditionally larger than a kingdom and may consist of many different regions and nations under its control. Many different regions and nations under its control. It means empire. So these regions and nations may be far away from the head of the kingdom. So this is a difference between a dynasty, kingdom and empire. So next, let's start our lesson, new kings and kingdoms. So several major ruling dynasties emerged in different parts of the subcontinent between the 7th and 12th century. 7th and 12th century. So, the emergence of new dynasties emerged. Emergence of new dynasty. So, there were appearance of new kingdoms. There were appearance of new kings and kingdoms in a different regions of the Indian subcontinent. There were big landlords. See here Chahamanas, Gurjara Pratiharas, Chalukyas, Hoysalas, Pandyas, Cholas, Palas, like this. These all are the kingdoms and these are the different regions. So, in a different regions of Indian subcontinent, there were big landlords and warriors. Big landlords or warrior chiefs in 7th century. Chiefs by the 7th century. They were mainly Samantas. So there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in 7th century. Kings acknowledged them as their subordinates or Samantas. So they were mainly Samantas or subordinate to a king. Hence, all the existing kings often acknowledge them. They acknowledge them. The kings often acknowledge them. The kings received a lot of gifts. They received the lot of gifts from them. From them means here Samantas were bringing gifts to the kings and providing them a military supports. So why the kings acknowledge the Samantas or the subordinates for them? Because these Samantas or the subordinates were bringing gifts. So From Samantas, the kings received a lot of gifts, and also these Samantas providing them military support. So next, these Samantas gradually gained power and wealth, and thereafter these Samantas gained power and wealth, and thereafter they declared themselves as Mahasamantas. They declared themselves as Mahasamantas or Mahamandaleshwara. So, Mahasamantas thereafter, when they gradually gained power and wealth, and thereafter they Samantas declared themselves to be a Mahasamanta, Mahamandaleshwara. Maha means what? The great lord of the circle means Mahamandaleshwara, or Mahasamantas means the great lord of the circle, the great lord of that particular region. So the lord of the circle and region, they were now independent lords. Sometimes Samantas asserted freedom or independence from their landlords. For example, here Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. The Rashtrakutas were subordinate. Rashtrakutas were Samanta to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. So the next, when by the 7th century there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent, so that time existing kings often acknowledge them as, and acknowledge them means the uh, big landlords as their samantas or subordinates. So this we learn in the last slide. So in the mid 8th century, Danti Durga, so Rashtrakutas chief Danti Durga overthrew his Chalukya overlord. Overlord means Samantas. He was the, so Rashtrakuta was the one of the subordinate to the Chalukya in of Karnataka, but he overthrew his overlord and performed a ritual called Hiranya Garbha. Here, Danti Durga, Rashtrakuta chief Danti Durga, performed a ritual called Hiranya Garbha. Ritual means Prata. So, this ritual was done by Brahmanas for the rebirth of the sacrifice as a Kshatriya. So, the Rashtrakuta chief Danti Durga performed a ritual Hiranya Garbha. So, actually, a ritual noun Hiranyagarbha means literally the golden womb. Hiranyagarbha means literally the golden womb. It was done in order to transform one's identity as Kshatriya even if one was not one by birth. So, राष्ट्रकुटा चीफ दंतीदुर्गा हेणेन हिरण्यगर्भा म्हणलो एक रिच्युअल केल्लेलो, प्रथा जी आसा ते केल्लेली. कित्या खातीर जे कोण जन्मतः क्षत्रिय ना, जर तो ब्राह्मण आसा आनी तेका आपले क्षत्रिय म्हणून बदल करून घेवपाक जाय जाल्यार तेणेन हे हिरण्यगर्भ जी प्रथा आसा तर केल्लेली, जाल्यार तो ब्राह्मण आसा जाल्यार सुद्दां तेका कितें म्हणटाले, क्षत्रिय म्हणूंक शकतालेले. सो the Danti Durga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual known as Hiranya Garbha. So in the last slide, we see that Rashtrakuta were subordinate to the Chalukya of Karnataka. So Rashtrakutas, so subordinate to the Chalukyas. So, but afterwards, Rashtrakutas chief Danti Durga overthrew his Chalukya overlord. Chalukya's overlord means the he was the Samanta, subordinate to the Chalukya. He overthrew that subordinate and performed a ritual called Hiranya Garbha. This ritual was done. This ritual was performed because it was done in order to transform one's identity as a Kshatriya, even if one was not one by birth Kshatriya. So, Kadamba Mayura Sharman and the Pratihara Harishchandra who were Brahmanas. Hanga Kadambacho Mayura Sharman आणि Pratiharacho Harishchandra. So, Kadamba Mayura Sharman, Kadambacho Mayura Sharman and Pratiharacho Harishchandra, who were Brahmanas, took to arms and successfully established their kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan. सो कदंबाचो मयूर शर्मा आणि प्रतिहाराचो हरिश्चंद्रा हे कितें असले जन्मतः ब्राह्मण्स असलेले. सो तेंच्यांनी हे रिच्युअल जे आसा हिरण्यगर्भ रिच्युअल जे आसा तेंच्यांनी सक्सेसफुली केले आणि दे एस्टाब्लिश्ड देअर किंगडम्स इन कर्नाटका अँड Rajasthan. Kadamba Mayura Sharma has established kingdom in Karnataka and Pratihara's Harishchandra was established kingdom in Rajasthan. But before that, before establishing their kingdoms, they were by birth Brahmanas. But they performed the ritual called Hiranyagarbha. After this ritual, they became a Kshatriya and they established their kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan. So in Karnataka, Kadamba Mayura Sharma established his kingdom in Karnataka and Pratihara's Harishchandra established his kingdom in Rajasthan. Now next, administration part. How was the administration part in the kingdom? So here new kings took up high sounding titles such as Maharajadiraja. Maharajadiraja means great king, overlord of kings. Great king or overlord of kings. Maharajadiraja. Tribhuvana Chakravartin. Tribhuvana Chakravartin means lord of the three worlds. Three world means तीन जगाचो राजा. स्वर्ग, नरक आणि पाताळ तीनही जगाचो राजा. So the kings took up high sounding titles, high sounding top level titles such as Maharajadiraja, Tribhuvana Chakravartin, so and so on. However, they also shared power with their samantas. These kings, they shared their powers. They shared their powers with their samantas as well as with association of peasants, traders and brahmanas. So, many of these new kings adopted high-sounding titles like Maharajadiraja, Tribhuvana Chakravartin. So, they showed power with their shared power with their samantas as well as with association of peasant traders and brahmanas. The producer, these peasants, the traders and brahmanas, these producers, the peasants or cattle keepers, artisans. So, the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans were the main feeder to these states. The land was owned by the landlords and so the producers were compelled to pay rent to the owners, whereas traders were to pay revenue to the lords. The traders, the peasants and brahmanas. The traders and brahmanas were paid revenue to the lords. Landlords means the samantas, and the peasants, cattle keepers and artisans. They were main feeders to these states, to the kings. The land was owned by the lords and so the producers were compelled to pay rent to the owner, whereas traders were to pay revenue to the lords. These resources were, which resources were collected from the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, traders, and from the brahmanas. These resources were used to finance the establishment of the kings. These resources were used to finance the king's establishment. So, the resources which were collected, which were obtained from the producers, which resources were obtained from the producers and were persuaded to surrender part of what they produced, means the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, traders, and brahmanas. These the resources were obtained from them, and the resources were used to finance the king's establishment, म्हणजे राजाचो राजाभिषेक करपाचे हातून the king's establishment and construct the temples and ports. And also these resources were used to construct the temples and ports, and also for fighting wars, and also for fighting wars, which were also done to expand resources through plundering, acquiring land, and finding trade routes. So from these also they acquire the resources. The revenue functionaries were recruited from the influential families, and positions were often hereditary. So revenue functionary were recruited from influential family. So फॅमिलीचे इन्फ्लुएन्सा वयल्यान ते रिक्रुटमेंट जे आसा, रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करपाचे जे जॉब जे आसा ते कशे आसलेले, इन्फ्लुएन्सा वयल्यान आसलेले. एंड द पोजिशन वेर ऑफन हेरिडेटरी कितें जातालेले, पोजिशन्स जे आसा ते मेळटालेले. सिमिलर वॉज द केस विथ आर्मी पोजिशन. इन मोस्ट केसेस सच पास्ट पोस्ट वर हेल्ड बाय the close relatives of the king. So this is all about the administration. So here see the Gurjara Pratiharas. This is also one kingdom. Chahamanas, Tomaras, Paras, Chalukyas, Hoysalas, Pandyas, Cholas, Palas. So these are the kingdoms. So next, that is the control over Kannauj. Kannauj was a prized area in the Ganga Valley. So here the Ganga Valley, the Kannauj was the prized area in the Ganga Valley. There was a tripartite struggle. There was a tripartite struggle among Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, and Pala dynasties. These are the dynasties. These are not a kingdom or empire. Gurjara Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, and Palas, these are the dynasties. Over control over the Kannauj. They have the control over the Kannauj. So each one tried to get a control over the Kannauj. Here the Kannauj, here they want to get a control. आपलो हेजेर कंट्रोल दवरपाक प्रयत्न करताले. कोण? गुर्जर प्रतिहारास हांगा आसा ते सुद्धा कनौजाचेर कंट्रोल जाय म्हणटाले. पालास खंय आसा? गुर्जर प्रतिहारास राष्ट्रकुटास. सो ते सुद्धा कितें करतालेले? राष्ट्रकुटा पे हांगा आसा हे सुद्धा हेजेर कंट्रोल दवरूंक सोदतालेले. एंड पालास, सो ते सुद्धा हांगा कितें करतालेले? हांगा कंट्रोल दवरूंक सोदतालेले. सो गुर्जर प्रतिहारास, पालास, एंड राष्ट्रकुटास, these dynasties try to control over the Kannauj. So why this their struggle for the Kannauj called a tripartite struggle? Why these three dynasties control we called a tripartite struggle that we will learn in a next class or next video. Thank you, students.